What up? What up? What up? Hi, people. Yeah, hello. What's up? It's afternoon drawing time. You gotta draw. You gotta spend a little time relaxing, drawing. Just doing whatever. Clicked so fast dealing with motivation issues and just want to be able to draw art for myself again, so the title grabbed me hard. That's right. Draw like no one's watching. Most of the time, no one is watching. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about drawings. You're totally free to do whatever you want. If I completely flub this, if I do the worst drawings I've ever done live on this stream, forever committed to the internet, you guys won't even remember it, you know. This is so much less important to you than anything else in your life. You'll only remember my good stuff, my best stuff. No one's thinking about it the same way you do. You're totally free to just screw around. Move some stuff on my screen here. Get a more optimal situation going. Stream over there. Yep, that's true. And now you're drawing with me and with everybody else. It's the group power of group draw. The incredible power of knowing that other people are drawing. Just want to say that your intermediate courses helped me a ton. Thank you, Steven. Well, question though, quality versus quantity when doing boxmen. What do you think? Whatever's fun for you is what I would say. If quality is what's fun for you, do quality. If quantity is what's fun for you, do quantity. For abstract little exercises like that, it's pretty low pressure. You see, the thing is that most artists wind up on one side of the divide or the other. You know, you're either the kind of artist who derives a lot of satisfaction from quality, from the final product, from beating it up and making it look good and really wringing the most out of it you can. You might be that kind of artist. Or you might be the other kind of artist where what's fun for you is the experiential quality of having created it. And one of the first things that you need to do as an artist is figure out which kind you are, and then play to your strengths, and then also discipline yourself to get a necessary bit of the other side of the equation. But like so many things in life, the first step is self-knowledge. Knowledge of what's going on the inside, in the heart. In the heart of the artist, the bleeding heart of the artist. I've always been a quantity kind of an artist. I like to produce thousands upon thousands of drawings that no one's ever gonna see or care about because they're unfinished. That's what I like. And I've tried to discipline myself and become more of a quality artist. That's been my inner struggle, my personal struggle. Hello. Hi, Alvin. Hi, Zane. Hi, Muffin. Hi, Muster. Hi, Marina. Hi, Nye. The Webster. SJ. JB. That's so ironic. Ben Mellinger. Hypotenusa. M Lord. The Webster. And 24. Which is better for improving, quality or quantity focus? Unfortunately, like so many things in art, the answer is both. Both are better for improving. If you can only do one, I would do both quality and quantity. Dear homies, friends, compiers, chads, brads, friends and enemies, I have no idea what I'm sketching right now. I'm just sketching whatever. I'm iterating the ritual. Once again, unto the drawing breach into the mines of possibility, seeking the unknown. We'll only know we've found it when we find ourselves surprised. Pitch Kite says, can you draw the bird, which is the bald eagle? Never. I have a lot of goals in my artistic life, and one of the biggest of those goals is to never draw a bald eagle. I refuse. Nigh unto 1,000 generations, neither I nor my kin shall ever draw a bald eagle. Not for you, not for any king, not for any lord, not for any ruler. Am I a cliche if I go to Starbucks and paint with my iPad? Yep. The worst kind of cliche. I spit on people like you when I go to Starbucks. I don't make a big deal out of it. I do it real quick just as I walk by and walk out with my coffee. I'm just like, oh, it's one of them, just there it is, right in the middle of your iPad. Nice big loogie right there in the center. Are you a Marvel fan, Steven? Well, I've seen a lot of the Marvel movies and stuff like that. I wouldn't say I'm a Marvel fan, no. Not by Marvel fan measures. Any real Marvel fan would call me a filthy casual. I don't really read comic books, at least not Marvel comic books. Just never really got into them when I was a kid. I'd buy the occasional Spider-Man or something like that, but what was the last Marvel stuff I watched? I liked WandaVision. That WandaVision was good. very mad out there. They're very mad outside. They gotta honk to let the other guy know that he did the wrong thing on the road. They're performing a valuable service. My honking for that long, that loud, right outside my window. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Yeah, I know, I was worried no one would honk. Steven, I see you like Paradise Lost. Can I ask why? Just the words, like the prose. I just think they're the most beautiful thing I've ever read in English. Yeah. It's not relevant. It's not interesting. It's not a fun read. The plot is not something you want to follow. It doesn't quote unquote hold up. It's just word for word, one word next to the other. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever read. That's why I like it. Seest thou yon dreary plain, forlorn and wild, seat of desolation, void of light, save that which these glimmering flames cast pale and dreadful? It's like, that's how you want to say to your friend, hey, you see that big open space over there? That's what's up. Do you use Blender sometimes for reference stuff and things like that? I'll like sculpt something in ZBrush while gritting my teeth and cursing the god who forsook me, and then I'll put it in Blender to put some lights on it. I hope everybody's drawings are going well. I know you guys wouldn't be wasting time in here watching me draw without drawing yourself. So I know you're drawing, and I hope your drawings are going very well. I hope they're going great. I hope they're some of your best ever. I'm a budding architect and drawing is my hobby. Do you have any advice for me? Also, do you reply to your mails? Because I have a lot of philosophical stuff I could share. As much as it pains me to say, at this point, no, I do not reply to my emails. Yeah, it's just too much. It's just too much. All of my open email time is taken up with correspondence with my students at this point, unfortunately. So my honest and painful answer is no. I do not respond to my emails. As to, do I have any advice for a budding architect who draws as a hobby? Well, I mean, fold it into your architecture. Draw buildings, sketch spaces, sketch little parties for weird ideas, for things that buildings could hinge on, and things like that. I don't know. It's hard to give generalized drawing advice. Drawing is not some monolithic thing that must be done in a particular way, or one piece of advice is going to work for another person. It's like, drawing is a process that you can bend to achieve whatever goal you want. And it can do all sorts of different things for all sorts of different people. So you got to find out what it is that you want from drawing, and then ingeniously come up with a way to make your drawings achieve that goal. Draw for joy, draw for freedom, draw what excites you. Draw for the hell of it. Is making a hairball creative? Sure is. You're the best. Sorry. I made myself laugh with that stupid crap. No. Yeah, what is it? What? Steve, I have questions. I got sketches unfinished, but I don't find any motives to do it again and finish it. Any advice for that? No. There's no advice someone could give you for that. Because what you're talking about is the core motivation to reach out and make art and share it with the world. What could I say about that would make you do something as difficult as conjure a world from your mind, make it concrete, and then share it with other human beings? The petty, small, thoughtless words of some random guy on the internet are never going to do that for you. Ever, 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 ever. The task is simply too difficult for things to be that simple. No. If you're having trouble with that, the answer will come from within. You must find your own reason. There must be some gravitas in your life to make you rise to that very difficult occasion. You've got to look down the barrel of your very soul. You've got to find out why you do this thing. And when you find out why you do this thing, you've got to ask yourself, how much time do I really have in this world to do that? Life is fleeting, fickle, ephemeral, mysterious. Things could change any second. Do you have all the time in the world to not make art? That is a question you will have to answer for yourself. I'm something of an artisan, you know? Had I ever learnt, I should have been a great proficient. Had to commit to putting this whole middle area in shadow. If it seems scary, it's probably the right thing to do. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Do you think it's possible to get the same level of detail and shading from making grayscale digital art and adding a color layer over it? Sure! That works. But you gotta make that grayscale layer truly good. You can't compromise on that grayscale layer if you're gonna do that. It's gotta be real nice. Real nice. It's gotta be like the best grayscale layer anyone's ever seen. It's gotta be like, that's some nice grayscale right there. Oh yeah. That's right, Average. It's time to paint. You don't miss New York sirens? Yeah, get me out of here. Oh boy. I've been following you for a while. Oh, thank you. And it would be an honor to learn from you because somewhere or the other, I don't just admire your work, but also your approach to life. Ah, well, keep your eye out for the next workshop that I open up. That is the way to learn from me. If you go to my Gumroad and click the button up top that says follow for updates, or if you follow my socials, or if you catch my community posts here, you will see when I open up the next workshop. You will see it. It will be seen. But don't worry about learning from me too much. All the secrets are within. There's nothing I can teach you but how to have more trust in yourself. And shading, but I made a 5-hour video about that, so you can just watch that. What is your MBTI? I don't know what that is, so I can't tell you. No clue. Steven, I'm able to draw a completed splayed figure showing the underlying forms of the figure, but when I have to shade them, the end result is terrible, even though I know how light hits basic forms. Well, there's not much that's basic on the body, you know, I mean, the body is a really big challenge because it is a completely different shape in all of its various positions. Any given pose that it takes is unique, and then there's variation between body types and things like that. There's nothing for it but to actually do it, you know, sit there and shade those things and fight through it and get through the pain and never give up. And do the real practice, you know? That's why I'm always saying, like, you know, if your dream is to draw and render figures in poses, right? Anatomy is not that. Drawing standing figures is not that. Drawing figures from reference is not that, if you want to do it from imagination. The only thing that is what it is the actual exercise. And there's no shortcutting it, and there's no coming at it sideways through the side door. You know, there's no other practice that will make you better at that. You just got to do it. which everybody hates hearing, but it's the truth. So you should be practicing your goal every day, right from the beginning. Steven, do you play D&D? No, not really. I have before, but not regularly. I think the problem with me for D&D is that after about 15 minutes I just want to draw, and then I start drawing, and then I'm getting out of the game. I'm not paying attention to the game. Hi, Julio. I'm good. I am good. I cannot insert the history of Greece from 2,000 years BC to 20 years BC into your brain. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Thank you for the kind words, Dan. Hey, Steven, what is that moment when some days drawing feels super easy, then there's days when nothing creative comes out? That's just the natural flow of creativity. It can't be forced. Don't worry about it. Siri, shut up. Shut up. Shut up, Siri. Like, why do you have to say the whole thing? You're always like this. We like you. We like you. All right? I'm sorry. Fuck. Look, I'm a little worked up today. All right? I shouldn't have lashed out at you like that. It's just, you just, even when you know we're not interested, you keep going, you know? And it bothers all of us sometimes. And now I feel like an asshole for just saying it outright. You know what? Forget I said anything. It's just me. I'm having a bad day. Do you have sometimes pictures in your mind that you want to bring to paper or canvas, but nothing is nearby to execute them? Oh, yeah, but I'm just trying to remember them later. MBD. Not being able to do it right there in the moment is not a deal breaker. Not a deal breaker at all. How often do you stream? It varies. Sometimes I go do it a whole lot, doing it like every day. Then I'll have some work to do or something like that, and then I'll do it less. I'm also streaming in my Patreon Discord sometimes, so that's streaming, but it's not public. Trying to get some open studio vibes going in my Patreon Discord. So people sit around, draw together. It's not just me talking, so that I can focus a little bit more on my work too, without having to hold the space for all the energy on my own. For real though, your shading course is such an eye-opener for me. I've been able to make incredible stuff out of my head. Heck yeah. Oh yeah! Thanks for the Control S reminder. Oh my god, I wish I had tools like this program you're using here. I know, it's sick, dude. I freaking feel so lucky to have programs like this. Just like I could do anything, I could do whatever I want. Matthew says, Steven, do you have any insights for someone that went all in on the fundamentals but neglected the concepts of design? Yeah, insight? Just, you got to get back to designing. It is imperative. Waste no time. Get your creativity back. Yeah, people are loath to admit it, but spending too much time grinding the fundamentals will actually, for real, kill your creativity. You will need to relearn how to have fun. If you didn't have good advice on the journey, you found yourself just thinking this whole thing would be easy. Oh yeah, if I just draw this, this, and this according to this PDF someone gave me, I'll be a good artist. Oh, it's a shame that people let stuff like that slip out there. You must not neglect your creativity. Your creativity is not the fundamentals. If you stop using it for years, it will atrophy just like anything else. The fundamentals will get strong, and nothing else will. Hold on, I gotta turn on a light in here. It's getting dark. I'd probably go to the future. That's what my gut tells me. Is Carlos Ponce an inspiration to you? You bet. What would you say to someone who gets a lot of satisfaction out of copying? Good for you. Make a career out of it. I don't know. It's great. Most artists can't even tell themselves what they get satisfaction out of. You're ahead of the curve. Oh, thank you, Dying to Play. Don't do it, dog. No. Follow your better nature. Oh, please, hold it in. Resist. I know you can. If you don't let your humanity conquer your animal nature, you'll need to be destroyed, and I love you too much. Restrain yourself. Damn it. Why did it have to be this way? Why did it have to be this way? Have you ever kissed Ahmed's shiny bald head? Only when he's sleeping. I actually wrote out things I wanted to get out of art like you suggested, and it was a great help. Yeah. The act of writing it out is a magic spell for most artists. Thinking about it does not do the same thing. You have to actually put it into words. I think that maybe it's like one half of the brain knows and the other doesn't, and then they communicate with each other when they see the words on the page. That's the only way that they can actually share information. Draw another freaky thing. Some kind of a freaky thing. Running out of I will say that I only started drawing much 2 years ago with the pandemic, and I have been grinding fundamentals most of the whole time, but I'm quite happy with that because I want to do things that need a certain level of technical ability. Technique is fine, but it needs to be in service of an idea or motivation, not the other way around. Amen to that. Put that on my tombstone. Technique is fine. No, I can't get my chair just right. Easy there, Necrovol. Easy there. That's all right. That's all right. Whoa now. Whoa. I ain't gonna hurt you. I ain't gonna hurt you. Hey Steven, any tips to avoid neck pain when sketching on a flat desk? Are desk easels better? Thanks for streaming, you're awesome. My pleasure, Deepak. I unfortunately do not have any tips because I sketch flat for the most part. And I think I'm just used to it at this point. Sometimes I'll put my drawing on a drawing board and I'll just put a couple books underneath the top, or more than a few books. And then that will elevate it a bit and give it a bit of an angle. But most of the time I prefer to draw flat. What's a good online community for intermediate artists? Depends what you're looking for. Depends what you're looking for. I have a Discord that people actually post on. God bless them. You get permanent access to that if you support me on Patreon. I think the best community is one where you have a few tight people that you feel like you actually know. You know, I think that's what most people need. You don't need a huge community to improve at art or anything like that. You just need a couple of friends. You know? Just a couple people you can trust, you can show them stuff, get their honest opinion, you can believe them when they say you're doing great, you can cry to them, tell them you don't know what you're doing anymore, that you're afraid all the time, can't get your heart to stop pounding. That's what everybody needs. Artist group therapy, yeah. Congrats, Raina. Wow, you made it. Hey Steve, do you see higher rates of people with OCD or autism in the art world? My observation has been that certain disorders seem to help artists rather than hurt them. Thoughts? Geez, I'd be slow to make a claim about the extra prevalence of either condition. I don't know. I feel like not actually. Yeah, I feel like people with those disorders are more likely to bounce off, if anything, of drawing specifically, I guess, because, yeah, I don't know. I don't see where the pleasure is in drawing if you have OCD, because there's nothing repeatable or to obsess about, or, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's completely ephemeral. There's nothing to iterate over and over again or anything like that. I think what you're probably more thinking about is less OCD as we traditionally think of it, and more just art tends to bring out the neurotic side of anybody's personality. That's right, Necrovol. That is a great feeling. Yeah, I would say I definitely don't know, but just from my personal experience, I feel like I've actually met very few artists with OCD or autism. I don't think I can name any right now, at least not that they've admitted to me or anything like that, and I think it's pretty clear I'm pretty open to having stuff like that shared with me. Like, I don't think I come off like I wouldn't be cool about it or something like that. All of the people who I know who have autism, who I met or I thought they had autism, they're all in finance, not arts. Yeah, they're whipping him on the way down. Yeah, totally. I'm gonna bail on him because he just came out too regular. He's just a pretty normal body. It's only slightly distorted. I need more room. Any tips on how to draw a distorted body or out of proportion but still make it look good would really help for drawing my creatures. You should check out my video series, Transformational Anatomy, which is available on my Gumroad. That is hours and hours of me talking about just that. There's only 2 videos so far, arm and leg, but the basic ideas of how to play with shapes and change proportions for type are hopefully clearly universally applicable, and you can extend them to torsos, hands, heads, anything without needing me to explain it. Are you going to make more videos in that series? I sure am, but all of my tutorial efforts right now are going into my Principles of Design course. That's such a heavy lift that I just have to prioritize that. Thanks, JB. Yep, definitely a lot of New York sounds out there. I'm glad you guys are finally tuning into it. Finally seeing it the way I see it. In the beginning of these streams, everyone was like, oh no, it's good, it's ambient. No, it makes me feel like I'm there. Now you guys are getting it. Insufferable. Thanks, Ozdrubal. See you later. Thanks for coming. Ozdrubal. You just gotta draw every day. And that's right, Winter Squash. Draw when it feels good. Draw when it feels bad. Just draw. Because there's some part of you that wants it. Even when it feels bad. Or else you wouldn't be wasting your time even sweating it. Just cozy up sideways to a nice fresh piece of paper and get to drawing. Ever start something and never finish it? Constantly. In my youth, that was all I did. In my distant youth. The golden days of my childhood. What's the best artwork you've never finished? That's fun. Once started a self-portrait and finished with a passive wildebeest. Classic. Classic. Absolutely classic. I'm in the middle of 4 sketches, 0 finish. The fear of messing up the sketch is too strong. You gotta get over the hump. You gotta just keep going. Force yourself to finish them. Eventually you get to a point where you've finished so many and you've just drawn so much that you couldn't possibly care. And that's when the good stuff starts. You'll eventually get to the point where you're just like, yeah, of course I'm gonna screw them up. Who cares? Who cares? It's just another drawing. There'll be a million more. Of course it's gonna get messed up. And then because you let go, suddenly you're like, huh, now I'm fine. And that's the #1 sign of professionalism, not caring. What do you think of the ratio of 1 parts theory, 50 parts practice? What's a good balance between the two? I think half and half is good. That's what I usually recommend as a starting spot. Just however much time you have in a day. If you have a half hour, 15 minutes studying, 15 minutes drawing whatever your creative goal is. If you have 8 hours, 4 hours studying in theory, and then 4 hours doing your creative goal. Miss drawing? Well, you gotta draw. Steal a moment with your old friend drawing anywhere you get the chance. Old friend drawing would be happy to see you. Ever wonder why drawing with pencils is so slow? I don't wonder, I know exactly why. It barely puts anything down, and then when it does put something down, it's in a teeny tiny little point. That's why. I am in Photoshop, J. Paul. Good old Photoshop. Yeah, even bigger pencils are slow. It's just they're very low contrast. They barely put anything down. Do you ever paint traditionally? Yeah, sometimes. I used to do it more than I do now. I've been on a very aggressive drawing bender for a few years. I definitely spend more time drawing than I do painting. Are you in the zone? Yeah, I was while I was painting this arm. I noticed for a very prolonged period there I wasn't even focusing my eyes. Wasn't even really looking at what I was doing. This illusory self had fallen away. The hands just did it on their own. Reminded me that they got this, no need for your input. Thanks for answering that for me, Necrovol. Get going here in about 10 minutes, just so everybody knows. In a tricky position to invent a head in. If I wasn't streaming, I wouldn't even bother. I'd go look for a reference. Oh, doggy, please. She always gets upset whenever I look for a reference. The dog is never not upset. No, she's just... She likes things her way. All the time. And as soon as even just the littlest thing goes wrong, she's mad. All right, 5 minutes until we hop off stream. So if anybody has any last questions or anything like that, feel free to throw them in chat. Let's see if I can answer you before I leave. Thanks again, as always, to everyone for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you for peacefully working on your work, making art while we all hang out. Let's pour out a drink for all of the patrons who make these streams and videos possible. Thank you so much, disembodied council of glorious patrons. We really appreciate you. How was your day been? Oh, I had a fine day. Was up early, did some work, editing some videos and stuff like that. Got to see a good friend for lunch. Got drawn early. I was in my Patreon Discord warming up for a couple hours this morning doing some life drawings. That was nice. It was nice to get a couple hours of practice on the clock so early. Had a nice walk with the dog. Got to stream here too. Now it's closing in on dinner time. Might go get some exercise before dinner, might go for a run. You cook those chickpea burgers. You cook them. Were you just venting about your relationship? Yeah, my relationship with my dog. There's a lot to vent about. She just treats me like I'm nothing but a source of scritches. And it's like, I want to scritch, but I'm more than just that, you know? Just started painting with blank. Any tips for where to begin and not getting overwhelmed? Just started painting with what? With what now? How do you keep a specific face consistent across many different angles, especially one with unique geometry? For me, I've been looking into 3D modeling apps to help me out. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Do something in 3D. You don't even need to learn a whole app. You could just go get some cheap clay from the craft store and just make a rough version of the face. Make a rough version of the face in clay or something like that. It's like, because realistically speaking, unless you become like a pro 3D modeler, any reference that you would make in a 3D app is really, it's not going to be that much better than it would have been if you just made it in clay anyway, you know? To go beyond that level, you would need to be a pretty sophisticated 3D modeler. So maybe even before you lose too much time trying to like learn Blender for this one thing, like I would just go make it out of clay. I've done that a few times. I really only learned 3D because I needed to get reference for bigger, more complex stuff with more elements than just one head. I was also just forced to learn it for work and all that, so. Thank you, Hawk. Thank you. All right, we're just about there, people. I'm gonna hop off very soon. Any last questions, throw them out there while I sketch this last weird little thing. Fine little imaginative sketch sesh here. Didn't really, you know, we did it. That's some stuff. Didn't really find anything that stood out or I was like, oh, that's very interesting. Just a nice little regurgitation of some ideas. Yeah, plastilina is good. How often should I practice something after I feel confident about it to keep myself from forgetting it? This is a problem that comes up a lot. The answer is that you would need to practice it so often to not forget it that you wouldn't do anything else. That's why the entire popular art system of like, oh, learn anatomy, then learn composition, then learn values is farcically misled. You will forget it. That's inevitable. You just need to accept that you will forget it. That's why working project-based is more effective for most people. If you're going to forget the specific stuff that you learn anyway, it's better to build some momentum for that particular thing for a week and then apply it to this big project that you're working on so that the benefits, the gains on that topic are solidified in an actual piece that gets made, and then move on to the next piece, and then it doesn't matter so much if you forgot it, you know? But yeah, you're gonna forget it. There's no way to hold on to everything forever. You only keep the stuff that you actually practice constantly. That's it. Like anatomy and forms and figures, I've kept that stuff that I've learned tons of tidbits and areas about because I draw this stuff constantly. But I used to be able to draw cars from imagination in proportion out of my head from any angle, and now I can't. And I just, you know, it doesn't matter that I got really good at that and spent a long time figuring out how to do that and had it in my hands. It's just, if you don't practice it, it goes away. So you gotta do, you should practice what you really want to be doing. That's the most important thing. Just started painting in general. Any tips for where to begin and not getting overwhelmed? If you just started painting in general, I would look for what's fun for you about it, right? Like, see, is laying in color fun? Is rendering fun? Is doing the details fun? Is doing, you know, post-processing. Like if you're doing digital, that would be like doing a bunch of layer effects. But even if you're doing like oil painting, like is glazing at the end your favorite part? Like the first thing I would do is not put too much on yourself. Just relax, feel the fun and try out different parts of the process and just notice what you actually find enjoyable and then pursue that deeper and deeper. I think that's the general advice I would give there. All right, everybody. I'm going to run. Take care, everyone. Thanks for drawing. Steven, have you ever considered tattooing? Not really. Not seriously. It's just never... Yeah, I don't know. It was just never for me. I think it would be cool if I ever did something so cool that someone got it tattooed. I would think that was rad, but I like making things on paper. Yeah, I've never really had much interest arise in me to do the actual act of tattooing. I want to learn anatomy. Any tips? Learn just enough, and that's it. Check out Ray's Anatomy. R-E-Y is Ray's Anatomy. He's the main person I learned from, and he has a book out. I haven't read the book, but knowing Ray and knowing the way he teaches, I learned with him in person. I'm sure it's an excellent book. It's probably a good place to start. All right, everybody. Peace. Good luck with your drawings.